to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now we are joined by One Deck, Adam, Eli, and a whole bunch of people in the Flat Earth Debate Discord server. So, welcome one and all.
Hello.
Hello.
Morning.
Good to be here. Good to have you. How's it all going?
Fantastico.
Fantastico. Well, it's very good to hear.
Not bad.
Yeah, jolly good, jolly good. We got moaned at. So it's not like I was intending to end the show on the normal hour mark, like I did yesterday, typically. People said, oh, you didn't get to Nathan Thomas or whatever. I'm like, well, we will get to Nathan Thomas or whatever, and we'll do it today. So that's what we're actually going to be doing. Typically we don't, or I don't like to do two-part coverage of a video. It's like we'll one and done it and that'll be it. What we cover is what you get and we'll be moving on. But in this case, it's kind of separate in terms of what we'll be receiving. Yesterday we were taking a look at the opening statement from Will Dufster, and today we'll be looking at Nathan Thomas or whatever. So yeah, let's check it out. In reality, if you want to go and let the videographer who produced this, more importantly than the two people that are participating, if you let Modern Day Debates know, at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that doesn't immediately get removed by the YouTube censor bots. And the link to this video is going by in the YouTube live stream as we speak. So there it is there. Click on it. I'm not just saying it for my health. Do put along to Modern Day Debates and let them know. As I say, at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that doesn't immediately get removed. The idea being that if they were to respond, they'd put a link to my video. So there you go. Go and check them out. I'll keep doing this call to action so that a few of you from the live stream chat do actually toddle along. I know we've only just started and there's only 30 odd people watching, but nevertheless, please do actually pop along, pop a comment on their video and let them know we've responded to this debate. So, as I say yesterday, if you want to check out that particular video, which is 2289 FED show number, that's the opener, and we critiqued Duffy, and today we'll be doing the same with Nathan Thompson. Any idea why QE pled the fifth when asked when we would be presumptive close, get my words out. We asked QE, when are we going to cover this? And his response was to plead the fifth. I'm not entirely sure why that would be the case. Anybody else understand why that might be the case?
No.
I don't want to put words in Kiwi's mouth.
Oh, no, you feel free.
It was a very silly time, the few minutes that I did watch the MDD so far.
Answering my question.
It's like, for me, it was like a Witsit Lite on one end, and then on the other end, you've got this moderator. Every time the flat earther would start talking, the dude would start flexing his muscles and like looking at the camera. I don't like modern day debates.
Okay. Well, let's get into it anyway. So we'll start off with Nathan Thompson, which is the actual name of the dude that's going to be getting critiqued here today. He's one of our own. Obviously, he's a flatty.
Thanks so much for moderating, James. Congratulations on the channel, just exploding. I remember when you had 20,000 subscribers back in the day, so it's nice to see you doing well. On top of that, Will, I really sincerely appreciate your stunt that you pulled there in Antarctica, because since then, I have multiple social media platforms doing over 1 million views a month. because I've been talking about flat Earth for 10 years, dude. It's my bread and butter. I eat, sleep, and breathe flat Earth, guys. I've done over 200 meetups. I used to run the official Flat Earth and Globe discussion before it was censored. We had 155,000 members in there. We didn't allow cursing. We didn't allow insults. We just got down to business, answering questions. So if you guys have questions, ask them in the super chat. We'll get to them at the end. Please share the show. Really appreciate that. But yeah, thanks, Will, for your stunt. Just Flat Earth is absolutely exploding on my social media platforms now. Thanks to you. Really appreciate it. So Will's opening was lots of talking, not a lot of proof seized. I would have liked to see more proof of the globe, or that.
It wasn't that he didn't have proof, it's just he didn't make any logical consistency based on the presented evidence. So he's like, okay, here's my evidence. I've seen a 24-hour sun. You're like, okay. And this person's left flat Earth as a result. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You need to actually assert it as though it's argumentation based on logic for someone to pick it apart as though it's proofsy, as Nathan Thompson has put it. Well, you know, he could argue differently. He's just not presented any logical consistencies. But I think we'll take it as read that that's what he means. Nathan Thompson, that is.
The final experiment ended flat Earth, but all we got was talkie-talkie. You'll see a difference with my presentation. I'm going to actually pull up images and show evidence to support my claims that his stunt didn't debunk the flat Earth. Now, Romans 8:28 says, all things work towards good for those that love the Creator and are called according to his purpose. I've been featured in hit pieces where Globers try and prove the globe, and it always backfires on them because all they do is make flat Earth more popular, and it's true. So when it comes to flat Earth, any publicity is good publicity. I learned about biblical cosmology from a guy named Michael Lavery, who was my brain coach for 10 years. We were studying applied neuroscience, steroidogenesis, neuroplasticity. And one day he says, Nate, you ever look into flat Earth? And I just about dropped the phone after he told me he spent 7 months looking into it. I thought he was going to say, oh, I heard about it Tuesday. So the smartest guy I know, been looking into it 7 months. I didn't sleep for 3 days. Then I went and got a camera. The camera I got was a Nikon P900. That's this camera.
I mean, he obviously does this a fair amount because he's got like a pre-packaged presentation to give, which is something I've never really thought about producing. Maybe this is something I should consider, but it kind of just, I don't want to say it in a derogatory way that's taken the wrong way. It's a bit Dave Weiss-esque, and maybe that is what is expected in terms of pre-packaged YouTube media delivery. To get your hit of this information, you've got to have kind of a pre-packaged explanation for what you do and why you're here. I mean, I can almost put it together on the fly to be similar to Dave Weiss and, in this case, Nathan Thompson. And, you know, I sat on the back of the aeroplane and saw the Earth was flat, and suddenly that flashed before my eyes as Math Powerland mentioned the flat. I can kind of put together what I've told people as my actual backstory, like in an elevator pitch. But it just kind of makes me cringe when you hear it delivered. You know what I mean? And I get self-promotion and self-publicity, and I get why Nathan Thompson's doing this. But go ahead, someone who's got their mic wide open.
I didn't realize I had it open.
Yeah, but did you want to add something? Feel free.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, it'd be nice to hear one of these debates, they call them, where the flat earther says, hi, my name is blah, 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 and here are all of my measurements, and he starts laying them out systematically.
And maybe we're asking too
And then
much. I
just
mean,
stop.
obviously everybody has got a purpose in being here, right? And the self-promotion, in this case, Nathan Thompson's self-promotion, is kind of fine, you know. Maybe I should be adopting the attitude, which is why I'm hesitant to say this stuff, because someone could come back 6 months from now and go, do you remember when you were being really critical of Nathan Thompson delivering like an elevator pitch about his journey through flat Earth? Well, I just heard your elevator pitch of your journey through flat Earth, and now I want to vomit on you.
Camera right here, but this camera has been converted to infrared. It's what the military uses to see super far. Then we upgraded to the P1000, which is 125 times zoom. Technology has far surpassed the globe lies and the globe religion.
Because, come on, substantiate that. Come on, I want this. Come on, give it me. Let's see if he does.
So I spent about a week on the beach debunking the globe. Then I
With what? Is he going to hold his dildo up?
started the official Flat Earth and Globe discussion. I've been doing meetups ever since. A couple months ago, someone called me and says, Nate, I got an RV. Do you want to go around doing interviews, gathering products for a website, doing meetups like you've been doing? And so now I'm in an RV with Geo.
So he didn't. I mean, I'm confident in saying he didn't, and he won't, right, in this opener. So, okay, you've got a P900 converted. You've got a P1000 with super zoom. Okay, cool. You went to the beach and debunked the globe. End statement, moving on. Oh, no. That's not good enough. Anybody want to interject before I get into this little rant? You need to substantiate this. I've criticised Will Duffy in yesterday's show of not substantiating his claims, right? So saying I've got a super zoom camera, it's infrared converted, and I've got an even more super zoom camera. I went to the beach. Okay. And what? Yeah? Now, we have an argument. If you're going to assert that this is a globe debunking, it's the black swan. Now, you can deliver the black swan argument fairly consistently in maybe 60 seconds. Let's see how I get on. If the Earth was a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, then every distance to horizon measurement as seen through my super zoom camera could be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. Distance to horizon in someone else's super zoom camera, as demonstrated in this picture we call the black swan, is beyond the geometric limitations laid down in Earth curve maths. Therefore, the horizon's not Earth curve. Earth is not a sphere. Furthermore, the horizon and indeed surface level utilised in this mathematics is flat. The eye level measured off sea level is parallel with the surface level. Earth is and must be flat to assert a geometric limitation debunked by the black swan. Not sure entirely how long that took, but that's what needs to be done. If you're going to lay it out as a logical consistency argument that an image-producing device like a camera can debunk the globe, okay, you need to explain how that's the case. I'm so sorry, Nathan Thompson.
Like you say, Nathan, it's like what we hit on the front foot forward now. He's spending a bit of time debunking the globe, talking about optics, where he could just be saying it's measured flat, and this is how it's measured flat: latitude, celestial navigation, using the sea level, elevation angles to navigate around across the Earth. But he's not doing that. He's spending too much time debunking the globe. As much as the black swan's brilliant, which he didn't use, but he should get straight to the point.
Maybe I should deliver my critique in terms of what he's doing in a much more positive way. Nathan Thompson has met more people's ear than I have out on the circuit. And that's something I need to do imminently when it comes to the book, right? I need to put my PR hat on and my advertising hat on and my self-promotion hat on. And it's something I'm woefully lacking at. Yeah? I'd rather scream and swear at fundies. So, when it comes to self-promotion and being polite and delivering elevator pitches, I'm not that great at that. I can be. I've done it in my previous careers at various different stages. So it's not like I can also learn a script in inverted commas that I can deliver on cue. That's what I trained to do in college. That's to say performing arts, learning scripts, being an actor. Nevertheless, I am woefully lacking in that area. I'm not going to say that Nathan Thompson is woefully lacking in his debate. I'm sure he isn't. But there's certain consistencies that he can refine that we're doing here. And I think, potentially, the Nathans, myself and Thompson here, could benefit from spending some time in each other's company. In other words, if his PR ability rubbed off on me and my argumentation rubbed off on him, then both Nathans would be more formidable. Would we agree?
Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean,
I was actually
Go ahead, John.
that was one thing me and Brian talked about after the show today, was you maybe training up somebody who's already kind of a ringer and working together with them. Nathan Thompson may be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I love Nathan, man. He's been around for a minute.
The difference between him and you is the same difference between Witsit and you and us, is that he's been around the block. I know how many places he's been because I've been in at least 25% of those places, but the way that they get around, man, the reason it's not happening for you is because you literally are anti doing that.
I'm not anti it.
And I don't get it.
I'm not anti it.
Yeah, you've been.
Well, maybe I have. I don't know. It's just one of those, you play to your strengths, don't you? Now, that doesn't mean to say that I can't make that a strength if it needs to be the case. And when it comes to promoting the book that's been produced, now I'm saying the book as opposed to my book, because other people's efforts have been put in to polish it up, make it a glorious reference book. So from that respect, there's an expectation now placed on me in return that that's going to be delivered to the masses in the best and most efficient possible way, because it's a standard of, like we're critiquing Nathan here, that standard is applicable to anybody who reads that book. They'll understand it by reading it. So delivering that message in terms of not only developing me a revenue stream, that aside, I've mentioned that plenty, right? But actually delivering the information contained within the book to people who might want to debate this subject. That's something that is in need of good PR. I need that skill to do that. I know I don't have it. Now, if I've been combative when it comes to doing that without necessarily having anything to promote and hearing the echoes of people saying, well, you're the thing you need to promote. Yeah, I get that. But I like to have a product. When I worked in sales, it wasn't me I was selling. I appreciate that I have to sell me to get them to buy a product. I get that. But I like it as an ancillary. Here's my book, and you're going to have to like me as I deliver my information about this product. That I can do and know I can get back into because it's sales like I've done previously. So it's not so much a new skill as just flagrant self-promotion. Just saying it is it just makes me feel a bit icky. I'm not saying that I'm not confident or I've not got, some people have claimed I'm slightly narcissistic in that regard, which I'm not. It's just I'm confident enough to know my own worth and what I'm good at. And therefore, when it comes to talking about those things, I can over-egg the pudding and in chats at QE and talk about how wonderful I am, how it's wonderful when they're talking about me on the show. That's me being over the top, kind of sarcastic about it. But by the same token, I still know my worth. I just don't like necessarily promoting me as the product. That kind of is cringe. But some people are really good at that if you are the product. And in this case, Nathan Thompson is the product. So he's got to pitch himself. And it's just been the case. Eli's critical of my version of that. Fine. We can be beneficial to each other.
And we've got all sorts of stuff from the community, like Flat Earth Gleason mat blankets, some coffee here from Paraplegic. If you don't have the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, download that. The referral code is NEO, and you can get tinfoil hats at bonafidetruth.com. And if you need to find any of my social media links, bonafidetruth.com/Nathan. Now, let's get right into it, guys. If I could get this.
What?
I mean, that's no.
Yeah.
This is new, right?
No, I don't mind any of that. Got bills to pay? Keep the lights on with that crap. Good for you, man. I have no issue with that.
Wait, but isn't that Dave's app that he's promoting?
He's getting paid to promote it, then more power to him. I don't care.
Ready for you.
Whatever.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. So
whatever.
if we lived on a globe, and I know he's going to hold up his little sign, go ahead. This is the curvature rate for the globe. It would curve in all directions.
Why? Why are you telling people what the globe would do straight off the back of you going through your affiliation with Flat Earth and your accreditation to Flat Earth? So what, you're going to educate people on what the ball will do immediately? Why, are you Dave Weiss's protege? What's going on? What's this? Anybody? Why am I being told what the globe should do?
I think it's a side effect of spending so much time in the topic and running into so many people that have no clue what their own claims should be, that you have hate opponents as you argue with them.
Okay. I mean, again, it's not fair to critique Nathan Thompson and say, well, this is how you've done it. I would do it differently and then move on without exempling what I would do. Okay, so I say, buy me a burger via Patreon is a funding connection that you can have. I'm just thinking products I can flog to compare and contrast, right? There you go. I've got a new mic dangling in front of me that I want to e-beg for. There you go, straight into the character. So I've got a PayPal link that I can promote, right? I want to buy this mic. It's on loan. I haven't got the money to buy it, so I'd have to e-beg my way to getting this microphone, right? So I could dispense with the fact that I want to e-beg for this microphone and then tell people about how Earth is flat. And the measurements that came from Antarctica were flat. The elevation angles measured by McToon were flat. Having that pointed out to him, quote, he tried to deflect to measurements, end quote, McToon, sent him nuts and got him screaming my name in the snow as he measured a flat Earth during your trip to Antarctica. See how easy that was? Yeah, I can e-beg for my potential microphone or its return as I cry in a couple of weeks. But I can do it whilst turning a phrase about how Earth's measured flat with their own measurements immediately off the cuff. What do we got from Nathan Thompson? If Earth was a ball, then it'd be falling away. No, if you're going to dispense with this late in your presentation, then if Earth's a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, every distance to the horizon as laid down in this maths can be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, as laid down in this maths. The distance to horizon in the Black Swan is beyond that geometric limitation as measured. Therefore, Earth's not a sphere. Done. That's it. That's all you need for Earth. If you want to dispense with Earth as a sphere, Black Swan, done. One and done. On with proving Earth's flat.
Well, it's kind of messed up that the default position has been it's a globe. Now we got to prove it's flat. It's almost like in the minds of one topic is they have to debunk it's a globe first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they've had the burden of proof reversal fallacy so heavily ingrained in the subject that they feel they've got to debunk the globe before they've got to move on with anything. It's like, that's a reversal of burden. If your opponent made you do that, you'd call foul. It's not your claim. It's their burden to fulfill that the Earth's a sphere, not yours to suggest that based on the idea that we all accept carte blanche that it's a sphere, here's how you debunk it. So that's the wrong position in 2025. How dare I say wrong? No, I will. That's my job. Selling coffee and going out on the circuit, talking about flat Earth may be this guy's job, Nathan Thompson or whatever. But my job is debating this subject and knowing how it's debated correctly. How you debate it correctly is not how it's being done. One and done, Black Swan, move on. Don't mention globe again unless it's coming up via your opponent's lips. And then you have to reactively deal with it. Yeah, you've got to know your stuff to be able to do that. But this is cringe. It's proactively promoting what the globe quote should do.
Directions like a ball, 8 inches per mile squared, or 0.666 feet per mile squares. That will give you 66.6 feet of drop over just 10 miles. But from mile 40 to 50, you're talking 600 feet of drop because it's exponential. Now, we were told that boats go over the horizon and that's the curve of the Earth. Well, the horizon, formerly known as the curvature of the Earth, is not physical or geometric. If you read Phil Metzger's book on the art of perspective, it says, what is 1-point linear perspective? And it details the horizon.
Nathan, you're 7 years out of date. Saying the horizon's not geometric as per geometric Earth curve maths, and then saying, look, the horizon's based on perspective. You don't have a positive assertion in regards to perspective unless you're going to lay out the physical geometric sphere edge horizon that you're comparing and contrasting it with to make it your positive assertion that what perspective view that you get in life proves Earth's flat. You're going to have a job to do that. You're missing the wood for the trees. Number one, this is not your claim. It's theirs. Their claim is that the Earth has a sphere edge. Their claim is that boats go over it. It being the horizon they call the sphere edge. Now, we can debunk that with the Black Swan. I keep saying, one and done, Black Swan. If Earth's a sphere, then every distance to horizon measurement can be no more than Earth curve maths dictates it is. Here's a picture called the Black Swan, showing the horizon beyond the physical limitation in their maths. It's not Earth curve. That's me dumbing down the black swan to the limit that anybody could understand what I'm saying. And once you've done that, that's it. You don't have to then explain what the horizon is. It's not your job. Unless you've got a claim to go along with it. Right? Now, me, when I say we measure the horizon with a sextant, measuring elevation angles, for the basis of navigation systems that we've been using for hundreds of years, that's proving Earth's flat with measurements, and the horizon's part of that measurement. Now, do I have to explain what the horizon is in terms of the perspective limitation? No, I don't. Do I need to explain angular limitations at all, or perspective at all? No, I don't. No, we're measuring an angle with the sextant. The horizon's part of the measurement. Here's the sextant. Here's the sextant's labelling for that measurement. It's called the horizon mirror. We all clear what we're measuring? 2 lines between the horizon, 1 up to the star. Simple. Angles. Simple measurement of a flat Earth. Simple navigation flat. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's it. I'm doing it as I verbally describe how to do it to my audience. That's how easy it is. I can give it as a lesson on the fly. But that's what you've got to do. Not tell them about 666 drop on a ball because it's exponential and blah, blah, blah. And contrast that with how Earth's seen through a perspective view. Yeah, what they've done is hijack perspective to give you Earth curve maths, but that's all their claim. This isn't your job, Nathan Thompson, or whatever. Anybody got to get anything to add before we move on?
First eye level.
I watched the debate.
And it says,
Go ahead, wherever that was from Discord.
Dangers of Light, yeah. Oh, sorry. I think my mic's low. Yeah, I watched the whole debate. It was kind of painful because I thought it was going to be flat versus globe. The problem is it's not even flat versus globe. And Nathan, he couldn't even talk about what he wanted to talk about. Like, if it was outside of Antarctica, we'd just be like, oh, no. We'll like bring it back to like Antarctica. And it's like, well, Nathan's never been there.
I was locked in.
So wait, this pastor that said deceiving and lying is all right. Now he wants everyone to just believe him. You know what I mean?
No, he's saying he
Because
can
you-
only talk
I
to me
would've
about one
stayed-
very limited, narrow
Right,
subject. And we laughed about that when he did it yesterday. We just took the piss out of him for it. I mean, you can get all huffy about it, Angels,
Yeah.
like, but I just think it's laughable. Go ahead, John, from GP.
Well, yeah.
Hold on
Sorry.
one sec. Go ahead, John.
Right. I would have loved it to stay in Antarctica. I've been like, okay, so we observed elevation angle of the sun from a flat plane, staying above the horizontal plane of reference for 24 hours, sir. Are you retarded, Mr.
Yeah,
Duck?
welcome to Flat Earth. Which part of Antarctica that you measured flat do you want to stay on? Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
Yeah,
can I
I was
ask
gonna
you,
say exactly.
did you have him, did you say?
Have him.
Will, you said you had him on the show or something and kept it
No,
at
Will's
Antarctica?
never been on
Is that
the
what you
show.
said?
Hell no, I didn't say
Oh.
that. I said he'd never come here because he's a coward and we wouldn't grant him his rule of no, we can't talk about the globe here, or he'll hold up a dildo shape with a globe on top of it. Oh no, you can't talk about... No, yeah, he's never been here. The most communication I've ever had out of Duffy was him leaving a message under one video. And my first response to him was to ask him for the hypothesis for the final experiment. That's the only communication Duffy and I have ever had. Yet he's published videos about offering me tickets that I've declined. Total bullshitter. Has he been on the show? No, he has not.
I was going to say exactly what John said. Yeah, keep it in Antarctica. Not that, like you say, pitch data, elevation angle measurements, measuring shadows and sticks, McToonstonies. But why do they feel that they have to stay in a certain place to only be able to prove the so-called globe? They should be able to do that on any part of the Earth, if indeed the Earth was a sphere, which is not.
Look, man, you've got to give them their
So
concessions
they
and
should be able
nonsense.
to
Go ahead,
the
John.
southern hemisphere. I was saying
Yes.
they shouldn't be able to just keep saying southern hemisphere. Tear that crap apart. Because south is the direction on a plane of reference, not a sphere.
Exactly. They keep using our stuff. They keep using things like the southern hemisphere that's derived from a flat plane measurement. You're like, fine. All of the stars that are referenced in these mapping systems are measured off a flat plane. Now you can extrapolate out these antipodal hemispherical systems, north and south. It doesn't alter what north and south actually are. Flat.
Plus,
Good.
apparently there was an observation in Antarctica of a light in the sky for a period of time. And what does that prove about the shape of the Earth? Exactly.
Well, they won't say.
It doesn't. Yeah.
They won't tell us. Apparently, when Will Duffy's put to task on what it proves or disproves, he's like, it won't prove a globe, or we're not going to talk about how it proves a globe, or we weren't trying to prove a globe. All we were trying to do is prove Earth's not flat. You're like, okay, so you're not suggesting this is a proof of a sphere then? Well, Duffy's obviously heard us take apart the only logic he can apply, and it's a fallacious set of reasonings that we've taken apart, demonstrate what the fallacy is, detailed the form of the fallacy. You name it, we've done it before he even got a chance to claim it was a globe proof. So he won't even suggest it's a globe proof. It's pathetic. Duffy, that is.
In the railroad picture, you can see where the flat land meets the sky. That imaginary line where the sky meets the land is the horizon. So on a globe, we would have a physical geometric horizon at 1.22 miles times the square root of the observer's height in feet. So for a 1 foot observer, it's 1.2 miles away. For a 6 foot observer, it's 3 miles away. Now this picture on the right is...
You see, when he lays out the Earth curve maths, he's telling this audience where Earth curve lies and giving them maths for it. All he's doing is affirming their globe belief if they're listening to this on the globe side. That's what the danger of this methodology entails. Now, we've been trying to bestow the virtues of not arguing on behalf of your bleeding opponent, but clearly that message isn't getting out.
Is 1 foot observer, horizon should be 1.2 miles away, and the horizon is past.
No, it shouldn't. I mean, you're a basic globehead now with your rhetoric, telling this audience where the horizon should be. No.
9.5 miles. So we don't have a physical geometric horizon. This is a famous picture from Joshua Nowicki from 57.25 miles, should be about 2,000 feet of drop. Now, the tallest building in this picture is 1,350 feet.
The way you're phrasing this argument is to, in the words you're actually using, describe how much drop there should be. So if you're an audience member, obviously not us, but somebody not well versed in this debate, the words that you're using tell them there should be a sphere edge horizon, there should be this much drop, and there isn't this much drop, which invites the question, well, why isn't there the amount of drop we would expect there to be? It should be there. Why should it be there? Well, because you've told them it should be there. This is a dangerous game. Now, I'm not suggesting it's your fault that we play this game. It's you on the court, though, Nathan, isn't it?
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Okay, because I use the exact same argument with the Chicago skyline. How would I word it then?
Okay, fair enough. I've gone through it twice. I'll go through it a third time just for you. You won and done your assertion of the globe if it's your positive assertion with the black swan. That's to say, you can lay down their assertion in a begging the question format that assumes the sphericity and points that out in the form when you lay down the consistency of the argument. If the Earth was a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, then every distance to the horizon could be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. Distance to horizon in the black swan beyond the limitations laid down in Earth curve maths. Therefore, not a geometric horizon, not Earth curve, not a sphere. That's what you do. If and only if you, for whatever reason you'd be doing this, putting across your opponent's argument on their behalf so that you can take it apart in a logical consistency, modus tollens. Now, you could, but I would suggest that if you're in a position to be arguing for a flat earth, why would you be best served arguing against your opponent's position proactively with the black swan? If you have to, fine, deal with it, dispense with it, and move the hell on to a flat earth proving measurement. Like the horizon utilised at 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, like detailed by Nathan Thompson. Height in feet above what? I ask you, angels of light. 1.22 times the square root of the observer's eye height in feet off what?
A horizontal plane.
So why the bloody hell are we babbling on about where a geometric horizon we debunked in 2020 should be? It's a freaking outrage.
Yeah.
They need a flat earth to assert how high their flipping eyes are off the flat plane. So I don't give a toss about any of this nonsense waffle about what the globe should do. It infuriates me. You're a flat earther, Nathan Thompson. Prove Earth's flat. It's your only job here. Don't tell us how the globe Earth... Everyone's already assuming a globe. You don't need to do it for them. Or tell them how it fails. Tell them how you win. Tell them how... If, again, this is secondary, your proactive nature has not gotten the better of you in regards to a globe Earth, and your opponent's offering this to you, then fine, you're having to deal with it reactively. And in so doing, you tell them where their plane of reference must be measured flat for them to have a belief in a geometric horizon below surface level we're measuring in this maths. Feel free to reactively tell them how they measure Earth flat in Earth curve maths. Because then you're taking their proactive claim that Earth's a sphere and turning it into a flat Earth proof with their assertion and their measurements of their 1.22 times the square root of the observer's eye height off a flat Earth. That's what you point out. Prove it's flat. Only use their globe claims if you're reactively dealing with it and proving Earth's flat with it. Otherwise, why are you not only not proving Earth's flat with it, you're dealing with their claim and then taking it to a non sequitur of Joshua Nowicki? What's that got to do with Earth curve maths that measures Earth flat and was debunked in 2020 by the Black Swan? One and done. If Earth's a sphere and it's got a radius, then every distance has got a fixed measurement because it's a geometric sphere and it's got physical limitations to block boats and shit. Yeah, that was dealt with in 2020. Here's the Black Swan. Bosh. Let's get on with our day. It's not at their physical limitation point. It's not blocking Jack. You haven't got an Earth curve edge for a horizon. Meanwhile, you haven't got a horizon on a globe. What do you think a horizon is? You haven't got any change from zero if you're going to describe the rate of change from zero. You can't have a horizon on a globe. See slope intercept formula.
Slope intercept formula, did you say?
Yeah. How are you going to describe a rate of change from something that's described as zero with the horizon if the horizon itself is bending? It can't, it doesn't, it violates that formula. The rate of change of a slope described from the horizontal. Well, if the horizontal isn't a horizontal, you can no longer describe that rate of change from it. Can't have a horizon on a globe.
So you know how the horizon ramps up optically? Does that what am I trying to say? So that's not a slope to begin with, right?
No.
So they can't even use.
Just don't go and have a look. Look it up. But the slope intercept formula is describing a rate of change from the horizontal. Utilising a horizon to describe it is in violation if you try and describe a horizon that's bending. What you're describing is just the mere optical resolution limit as the horizon when you say the horizon's representative by the ground sloping up. No, it's representative of the limitation of your angle in the distance to the ground. If you're 6 feet above it, then there's a limitation to the angle. It becomes smaller to a finer point, if you will, if you were to describe it in an orthographic representation. Well, that limitation is measurable, calculable at the point that you'll get resolution loss. With the Rayleigh criterion, you can calculate where that will occur Well, what you see into the distance is representative of that angular resolution loss described in the Rayleigh criteria as the horizon. It's not as simple as saying, well, the ground's ramping up. No, you're above the ground. And what you're seeing in the distance is the ground. That's matter of fact below you. The ground's below you. That's what the horizon is made with. The ground.
It's not only that as well. I mean, if you're getting into that conversation, just get them to pull up the definition of horizon, which has never been defined as a physical location. It's defined as an apparent. So it's never been defined as physical. So why would you start wanting to argue about that? It's an apparent location. It's not real. It's not anything you can measure to. It's defined as that.
Only in the earth curve maths.
But globers have 2 horizons, basically, that they're using. Or rather, 3. They have the horizon that's supposed to be geometric, that they prove or attempt to prove in their mind, in their math, by taking a horizon that is actually the 90-degree horizon, but that isn't even linked to the actual visual geometric in their mind horizon. It's virtual. And then from that point, they think that the horizon, the geometric horizon, drops in relation to that virtual horizon in their mind, which they also think they use for celestial navigation, which is ridiculous, right? Because it's just a mathematical virtual horizon, which is supposed to be sticking up above the actual apparent horizon that we see. It's all
Sure.
very confusing.
But the actual horizon that is seen, that you can go out and actually look at with your own eyeballs, is formed with the ground, and that is matter of fact below you. So it's an optical limitation to your view, formed with the ground below you.
It's the apparent location where the
surface
sky
level.
appears to meet the ground surface.
Exactly. That's how it's defined. Go ahead, whoever that was.
It's not defined as physical.
No, well, no. The position where the ground meets the sky is apparent, but the ground is most definitely physical, and the horizon's formed with the ground.
Yeah.
The horizon is physical too. It's just not tangible.
Yeah. Physically, you do have a ground, and physically it is forming the horizon. Can you stand at the point where your optical limitation is? No. So, is it tangible?
No, definitely not.
Obviously not.
It'll move when you move.
Well, your optical limitation will, but can you reach your optical limitation? No, not if it's formed with a diffraction limit described by the Rayleigh criterion that's been hijacked and relabeled as Earth curve when calculating the difference between surface level, that's the ground, and your eye level above the ground. That's where you get your 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet from. That's the difference between the surface level that you're standing on and your eye level parallel with it, calculated out as something called dip. Now, you can then put that into a formula that puts that dip, that position where the horizon is formed, mathematically below the surface level you're measuring your eye level off. So in the geometric begging the question, proof of nothing perspective hijacking Earth curve maths, there's a marked with an X labelled horizon point below surface level that is also known as Earth curve. Let's move on.
Yeah, they've hijacked it.
Yep.
We took this picture from Kenosha in a helicopter with the infrared P900 from 51 miles away, just when we got above the tree line, and the entire skyline was visible. None of it should have been visible. Should have all been obstructed by the imaginary elusive.
Strangle him. Let's just take a breath. No. We see what we see because we've got a set of eyeballs and no explanation is needed. I don't have to explain that, right? That's what we get. What you see is what you get, WYSIWYG. Not, it should be obstructed, it should be behind Earth. No. Based on the begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking Earth curve maths, there is assertions in side view that when reifying a position below surface level derived from a calculation that has a parallel eye level at 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, it asserts in orthographic view that there's a point in the distance blocking your view called the Earth curve. Not we should have this limitation. Why are you phrasing it this way? It's wrong. It's incorrect. Not only is it incorrect in their rhetoric, in orthographic view, it's incorrect for you, the flat earther, to be asserting it badly. Why? Why are you doing this? There's a surface level in this nonsense assertion, in this nonsense waffle that he's butchering. There's a surface level. Just point at that. Right? What's that Earth curve? You see, in this Earth curve maths, this nonsense that's side on to your own head that you never get to see. Right? What's that? See, that's called surface level. Yeah, we'll need to measure that. It's game over. Right? This nonsense waffle just leaves the audience saying, all right, okay, I'll nod along with what Nathan Thompson's telling me. There should be a limitation to my view. No, there shouldn't.
There should be on a globe. And I think that from what I've been hearing from that clip, he just doesn't preface it properly. He doesn't preface on a globe. He should say it every single time, but he just leaves it out. So that then automatically makes the globe assumed without even saying it.
Why is he talking about it at all? It's not his argument. He's not a glober.
Of curvature that can never be found. Here's 6 lighthouses that should all be obstructed by curvature, but they're clearly visible because the Earth is flat. Here's
Yeah. You've given the option to suggest that the Earth is flat at the end of this statement, but you've told them in the phraseology that they should be obscured by Earth curve. So what you've left in the mind's eye of the audience is the false dichotomy that Will Duffy needs to exploit. So, I don't know. This is 5 years out of date. I mean, you're getting closer to the present day in terms of your argumentation, but this is still stale. It stinks.
Mount San Jacinto, visible light, Mount San Jacinto with infrared. You can clearly see it 123 miles away.
Okay, so you've got to make a conclusion. I mean, I can only turn this into a flatty proof by putting it into a scenario slightly humorous. You know, you've got a couple of flatties and they're looking at this mountain in the distance, and the flatty just looks across and goes, mountain. And the guy next to him, who's a globe believer, says, no, it's not a mountain. It's a slightly looming non-standard refraction high holographic projection of a mountain from behind the physical geometric sphere edge horizon below surface level we call Earth curve. It's not really a mountain, it's a mirage. Are you nuts? And the flat earther goes, I just see a mountain.
Ha.
We've also got videos of the Candigo Mountains, the sun setting behind them. No curvature on the surface of the Earth. So I don't.
Yeah, again, no curvature isn't a flat proof. Describing what the horizon is, describing the slope-intercept formula, things like that prove utilisable, functional, practically applied demonstrations that you can see in the photograph when you show a horizon. Yeah? Saying that something that is alleged to not be visible by the globe being visible proves something is only the case if you take their mathematics and put it into logical consistency. 4th time's a charm. If Earth's a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, then every distance to the horizon, as shown in this picture, can be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. As per the horizon and observer height, the distance to horizons beyond the limitation. That's what you'd have to do with this picture, and then move on. But instead, we're being told, no, Earth curve says there shouldn't be this mountain visible. And we can see it. Okay? So I would say that that goes as far as you being able to state, we see it because it's there. Good for you. Now prove Earth's flat. Oh, well, I did. We can see this mountain. Yeah, I can see it too. And? Bit similar to, we can see a 24-hour sun. Yeah, and? And that proves what? Oh, we can see it. There it is. Sorry, dickheads. You see a 24-hour sun and what? Oh, well, I'm not going to be suggesting this proves a globe, would be Will Duffy's answer to that, because he's a bleeding coward. What are you going to say? Well, just the mere fact that we have this picture and can see something the globe says we can't means it's flat. Does it? Why? Debunking Earth curve maths may have an inference of flatness, but you're not proving it's flat. Now, you're going to need something better than that. And this is definitely way off the mark 5 minutes into your presentation, Nathan Thompson. Way off the mark. You need to start proving Earth's flat much sooner. Now, don't get me wrong, you've got to plug yourself, you've got to plug your coffee, you've got to pay the bills. I understand that totally. But the moment you're into this presentation, you need to be demonstrating by no uncertain terms that Earth is measured flat. So that the audience are in no uncertain terms that Earth's measured flat. Because it is. Go ahead, whoever that was.
Just sort of agreeing with you, Nathan. You could utilise the fact that we do actually use sea level, to measure elevation. We do utilise the surface of the ocean, in celestial navigation for elevation angles, and there's 2 points along that level with distances that we acquire, which can be up to 5,400 miles apart on a level surface. This is something that happens in reality to navigate the Earth. You could go in, it needs to be going into there and drilling into that. It's proving how we utilize the surface of the Earth to navigate and how it's used, flat, level, horizontal.
Yeah, exactly. It needs to be the most prominent thing. Now, in debate, he's not even going to have to deal with the globe claims because his coward opponent's got his little globe dildo that he holds up, apparently, whenever he's being challenged to argue about anything beyond Antarctica. So he's got a really easy job in his hand. Given that that's the case, what's this going to do other than leave some ambiguity in the mind's eye of the audience that's listening to how there should be Earth curve, but according to his images, there's things being shown that would be alleged to be behind Earth curve but aren't. You're like, that's confusing. Now, don't get me wrong, I had to negotiate that back in 2017, and I totally understand that, but it's like, it's not 2017 anymore, is it?
I don't know why we're pretending that going to Antarctica and looking at the sky is going to somehow end the argument about...
Why? Because it did end the argument, Nathan Thompson. Oh, let me be the first to introduce you to their elevation angle measurements, or their reference to a perpendicular downward bias when measuring weight. They'll need to level their tool with respect to the plane of reference that they won't have on a globe. Oh, they'll just need a little bit of flat Earth measurement for that one. Oh, well, what about the massive expanse of elevation angles to the sun that they were observing above the plane all day and measuring angles to it? Oh, they'll need a flat Earth for that too. So when it comes to ending the debate, Nathan Thompson, it'd be appreciated by us if you understood how their measurements definitely end the debate. There is no debate. It's ended. Why? Well, because they measured Earth flat in Antarctica. Did you not know? Very disappointing, Nathan Thompson. Very disappointing.
Out the floor. Here we have world record photograph, 275 miles. Bardet Krenz should be 50,416 feet of missing curvature that we...
There should be missing curvature. Number one, you phrased that poorly. But number two, no. There shouldn't be anything. If I see this image, I see it because it's there. I don't need to make any claims, positive or otherwise, about it. I see it because it's there. Your opponent has to make apologies when things that, according to them, shouldn't be there, are there. They need to, not you, they, the globe believers, need to suggest that it's a slightly looming non-standard refraction holographic projection of mountains that are behind Earth curve projected up so you can see them. A mirage. That's their claim that they need to apologise for why you're seeing things that they say shouldn't be there. Not you. It's not your claim. Why are you doing this? It's not 2017 anymore. You're not fumbling your way through figuring out how Earth curve maths works. We've done it. We've been there. Now let's move on. We're not them. We don't have to talk about their globe anymore.
We can't find. It's very elusive. Can't find it anywhere. Then you've got microwave repeaters. We've got radar systems like the SPS-55, goes 190 kilometers, over 100 miles. Search and rescue.
Oh, we were so close with that. Radar. Yeah. The distance itself is flat and linear. When you talk about kilometres. But that aside, right, distance is flat. But the radar proves it. That's a measurement. Man, you need to grab all of that by its testicles. What's wrong with you, man? That's awesome. Don't whistle past this. Really labour it. You're measuring Earth flat with it. Fact. Every inch of this radar data is flat. It's demonstrably a measurement of Earth, and it's flat. I mean, people don't realise. I've got this on screen that I have, and I just flick it up. I like radar. I like to leave it up subtly. Half the time, people don't even notice it. It's just my transition screen, right? No, it's us measuring Earth flat. That's what radar's doing. Oh, whistle past this. Is awesome.
We've done laser tests. You can zoom in on distant.
Test's a bad word. When you're talking about the nature of reality, that's physics. When you talk about a test, that's an experiment. We'll let it slide. Just bad vernacular.
Objects, they're clearly not obstructed by curvature.
So what? This is just a picture of a boat. A fuzzy, crap picture of a boat. This is embarrassing. Anybody disagree? Having fuzzy, old, crappy pictures of boats and saying it should be behind Earth curve, but isn't. It's just a boat.
Well, he could have maybe played the video and zoomed in or something beyond the horizon. But
Sorry, zoomed in beyond the horizon. What's that mean?
beyond the limitations of the eyes.
It would just get further behind
Or
it.
the camera.
That doesn't go away ever. It just gets further. If you increase your zoom,
Yeah, that's
you're
what I
changing
mean.
where the horizon will be, won't it? So that's a nonsense statement that sounds like it's come from 5 years ago, because it's crap. So just to restate what I just said, this just looks like a shitty picture of a boat to me. Does it matter that it doesn't come along with a video of it zooming into it and it being, what, a big frame with a boat far away and then a smaller frame with the boat all fuzzy, looking bigger than it did before they zoomed? Wow. So we can zoom in on boats. And... oh, well, it should be behind Earth curve is the next thing that's going to come off your lips, right? Should be behind Earth curve. No, it shouldn't. Why are we doing this? It's just a crap picture of a boat that makes us look like idiots. This is our flat Earth proof, is it? Fuzzy picture of boat. Or how does that prove Earth's flat? Should be behind Earth curve. Okay. You can do better, Nathan Thompson. This is just lazy. Now, feel free to tell me that I'm crap at PR or self-promotion, but this is just crap and lazy.
Now, I'd highly recommend, guys, test all things and hold fast to that which is true. Once you go flat, you never glow back.
I'm not like massively Christian, but I would feel offended if I was massively Christian and in this subject that you suddenly appeal to that with this garbage behind it. Why the platitudes towards your Christian viewers? I don't know, that kind of leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, I've got to be honest.
Be the change you want to see on flat Earth. The truth is incontrovertible. Malice is going to attack it. Ignorant.
What truth? If I take what's on screen now, the truth here is you can see boats that are far away if you zoom on them. That's the truth. That's what you're offering here. I mean, you're saying because it's flat, you can see the boat far away. Well, no, not when you've also simultaneously told the audience that it should be behind Earth curve. That's leaving ambiguity in the mind's eye of the audience. It's not clear and truth or anything. So your biblical platitudes just leave me a little bit irritated, if I'm honest.
Ignorance is going to try and deride it, but in the end, there it is. And you can lead globe earthers to flat water, but you cannot get them to put their sign down and think critically about the shape of the Earth. That's all I got, James. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Nicely timed in terms of their 10-minute or whatever it was presentations, chewing up both of the live streams. That's cool. So in terms of what we've covered now, yesterday we covered McDuffie, whatever you want to call it, Duffster. His opening statement today we've called Nathan Thompson or whatever out on his 5-year minimum out-of-date rhetoric. I'm going to go more than 5 years. This is about 7-year out-of-date rhetoric, Nathan Thompson. That's woeful. Anybody disagree? Am I being too harsh?
Well, honestly, I think so a little bit, but like, if you could maybe just sum up what the current rhetoric is then, because I want to know.
Okay. Well, like with the example earlier. So, okay.
Wait a minute, before you do. I would say it's not harsh because Nathan Thompson has been around for as long, at least, if not longer than I have been around. And even though he's not like a part of the panel or anything, Like he's been here on this show. He's also been in 24/7. Now, mind you, 24/7 just got updated. So honestly, Nathan Oakley, like this is like a year in that we've been leading with the flat Earth. So I'd say give him some leeway only because, well, actually starting on the flat foot is only a year old.
Maybe. Yeah, moving forward on, yes, I'll agree with you there. Suggesting that he should be well up to date with us suggesting that the front foot forward flat earth argumentation style is reasonable when he's been arguing it this way for such a long time is fair enough. I'll take that on the chin and say, no, I can't critique him in that regard. How the hell would he know? But we are suggesting it, and I have suggested it throughout the show in terms of how we would absolutely in 2025 argue in that style. Now, don't get me wrong, maybe my over-dramatised disdain towards Nathan Thompson, that was a big old mouthful, is a bit much when how could he be reasonably expected to move forward on the front foot proving a flat earth? It seems obvious in saying it though, so maybe I should be still critical of Nathan Thompson when he's a flat earther and been here talking about flat earth for years. But yet in his argument style, he's actually arguing on their behalf for how the earth isn't a globe, but with loads of suggestions of how Earth would be doing this or would be doing that. I still don't like it and still stand by every word I've critiqued him with, regardless of whether or not he's up to date with the flat Earth debate in terms of moving forward on the front foot with flat Earth. That's still a mouthful if I don't say so myself. Anyway, no, he's still been around long enough to know that the Black Swan's been around for well long enough for him to one and done with globe Earth. So, yeah, I stand by everything. As for your question, Angels of Light, what is the current rhetoric? Earth's measured flat. So when you're like, well, how would I deal with this? So I'm talking about how something shouldn't be there that would be there if Earth was curved and blocking the view. What would you do with this? Well, where did I take you? Took you to the surface level in the Earth curve maths, didn't I? Yeah? In reactive terms, take what they give you. That's them claiming a globe to you, the flat earther, and point them in the direction of how Earth must be and will always be measured flat. By them, by you, by anybody. Because it is. Measured flat. Earth, that is. Earth is flat. That's how it's measured. Here's how you, globe idiot, measured Earth flat. And I'm not going to allow you to do that. It's very irritating. You guys think you can ridicule us. It seems as though your justification is to use my shit. How dare you? That's what they get. In reactive terms, when they're putting their claim of a globe to you, tell them how it was measured flat for their claim of a globe Earth. If it's your turn to talk, open with that. Not how they need a flat Earth for their globe, just how Earth is measured flat. Earth is measured flat. We measure Earth flat with elevation angles. They gave us all the maps. Earth is measured flat. We build on it flat. When we measure it, we get it flat, and then we build on it because it's flat. Earth is flat. You just take any example of how Earth is measured and then show how it's measured. That's how you do it. Proactively if you're a flatty. Lean on the fact that Earth is flat. How hard can it be? I mean, bloody hellfire.
You know how you mentioned earlier the linear distances? I actually brought that up as an argument because I heard that you said it, and I was kind of like, I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, true. But then they said, like, if you get a piece of string and wrap that around a ball, it's still the same distance. I'm not like, yeah, I didn't know what to say to that.
And are miles and kilometres like lengths of strings, or are they linear?
Well, they're linear, right?
Oh, well, that balls that up. So if they ever mention kilometres or miles again, you'll shout at them and tell them not to use your stuff, won't you, Angels of Light?
Yeah, because linear distance means straight line.
Yeah, so distance is a linear, and linear is a straight line. Next time someone mentions kilometres or miles, this is what you do. Don't use my stuff! That's what you do. Is that clear, Angels of Light?
Yeah.
Yeah, stop using our stuff. If you're out there, just for the audience's benefit, if you're out there and you're a globe believer, right, it's really simple. Don't use our stuff. Easy. If you want to talk about miles, bow down to how Earth is flat. Get on your knees and accept how Earth is flat. Otherwise, you'll have me yelling at you, calling you names, and telling you not to use my stuff and ripping it from your arms. Yeah? That's what I'll be doing it. And your nails will be ripped off in the process and your fingers will bleed as you feel the saliva from my mouth spraying you as I yell. Don't use our stuff. That's what you'll get. Because it's ours. Ours being the flat Earth measurement. Like radar. Ours. Not yours. Ours. Measurements of Earth are flat. And you, the globe-believing numpties, don't get to use them. I'll use them proactively when I talk about stuff. Earth, that is. I'll talk about how Earth's measured flat. That's what I'll do. You won't get to do it if you're utilising our stuff to do it. You'll get me yelling at you. It's just that simple.
Nathan, do you know what about the point of rest line?
Again?
The point of rest line?
No, that's unfamiliar to me. What's that?
So like when you look at a graph, they'll have a horizontal line, like a straight line. Say like referencing off sea level, like in the pitch data, the sea level is a straight line, and then it has lines coming off that line indicating altitude. That would be the point of rest line for the sea level. It's a straight line, right? So yeah.
Yeah. So all roads lead to a flat Earth. All measurements of Earth are flat. Don't use our stuff. If you see anybody using those, tell them off.
You know what the point of rest line is in Earth curve mathematics?
Surface level.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they desperately.
Go on, Angels of Light.
I was just going to say they desperately want to make this curve right into a straight line because they have to basically. Every time I bring up pitch data or like how airplanes fly, like aviation in all forms proves a flat Earth no matter what. That's why I love debating pilots because they just prove it's flat every time with everything they say.
Yep.
But then they want to tell me that they're still flying around a ball somehow.
Yeah, they can tell you that.
Like it's insane.
Yeah, that's where you yell at them. They can keep the ball bit where they believe that they're on a ball, but when they start utilising measurements of a flat Earth, that's when you yell at them. Don't use our stuff. What do you mean you're talking about your pitch with respect to a horizontal plane when you fly? Don't use our stuff. You're not going to get to appeal to you being on a ball at the end of this shit, are you? No. Stop talking about Earth being flat. You're a ball believer, right? This is me metaphorically talking to the pilot. Hello, pilot. So what's that? You want to talk about how your pitch up with respect to horizontal? No, don't use my stuff. I'm a flat earther. You don't get to talk about that. You're going to tell me you believe on a ball at the end of this process. Don't use my pitch with respect to a plane of reference then. Because that means you have to bow down to the Earth being flat if you want to accept that measurement that makes the plane fly. Now, if you don't want to accept that measurement, you can retain your ball belief. That's fine. You can do that. But don't use my stuff, my flat Earth stuff being this flat Earth measurement that you absolutely will require if you're going to fly the plane.
Yeah, so like when they say like things like sea level or the density gradient above the sea level, basically I should be you're saying I should be saying, well, that's all based off flat Earth. Can you tell me now using your ball rhetoric?
No, that was almost there. I'll just try and do it again. Don't use my stuff! Yeah, you yell it at them. Don't use our stuff. If you want to believe you're on a flipping ball, you can do that. That's no worries. You're all entitled to your stupid beliefs. But when it comes to you using a flat Earth measurement and then calling me dumb, no, you don't get to do that. I will reel in your face my disdain for you if you're not on your knees appreciating that Earth is absolutely required to be flat because you're using it. You don't get to do that unless you're on your knees in respect to the flat Earth that you're on. If you're not on your knees in respect of the Earth that's flat that you're utilising, you don't get to use it. Choose. Believe in a ball or get on your knees and appreciate the Earth that must be flat for you to use this measurement. You don't get to do both anymore. That's not a polite, oh, by the way, you're using a flat earth for your belief in it. No, that's far too polite. No, don't use my stuff.
Fact Angels, we do have a list. Just give him the list of words that he can't use, and let's say have a read of that, and then when you try now to explain curvature, you're not allowed to use any of them words because they've got nothing to do with curvature whatsoever. See how he gets on with that.
Yeah.
What's the list? That sounds interesting and intriguing. What list would that be?
Well, these 30 words we put together, which 30 words that are not allowed to be used when explaining how Earth curve is measured. Sea level, horizon, horizontal, parallel, plumb, perpendicular, elevation, angles, triangles, sea sextant, theodolite, spirit level, altitude, vertical, tangent, straight line, up, down, plane, north, south, east, west, azimuth, altitude, and flat. 30 words, and that's that. You can't use these unless you're explaining flat. So let him have a read of them, because he can't be using them words. These are all in reference to flat earth measurements and terminology. Nothing to do with curvature whatsoever.
Yeah, but they keep using it.
But no, they don't get to anymore. We'll be telling them don't use our stuff. It's just that simple. Stop using it. Meanwhile, whilst doing a bit of PR and self-promotion, well, technically not, because I just want to e-beg my way to a microphone that I've got on loan, and it's for my own reference, so I'll put it fully into view while I talk about this microphone, because I'm going to be changing the capsule on this tomorrow, and I want my own self-reference to what I'm currently doing. So the capsule on this mic is a hypercardioid capsule, so I want to keep reference to how this sounds when I change it for tomorrow's show. And it's on loan to me from Funky Junk in the UK, who are kind enough to support their distribution of Sawyer's microphones by sending me out a kit with a whole bunch of capsules in it, one of which being the hypercardioid, which I'm using right now. Now, I really, really like the sound of this microphone, so if you did want to support this channel and hit me up on PayPal, then hopefully one of the mods will stick a link to PayPal as I e-beg my way to a microphone I really want to purchase that I've got on loan at the moment. So at some point it will actually have to go back to Funky Junk here in the UK, but in the meantime I'm going to enjoy using it and playing with the cardioid capsule tomorrow. But in the meantime, this is the sound of Flat Earth debate on the Sawyer's 013 FET hypercardioid capsule, which is what's been used for the entirety of this show. So as I say, it gives me an opportunity to e-beg my way, hopefully, to a microphone that I might buy if I can afford to purchase this £600 or £700 item. Very, very expensive, but very, very nice that it is. So once again, thank you to Funky Junk for sending me this microphone. I'll continue to play with it throughout the shows on this week at the very least, and hopefully I'll raise some funds via some PayPal e-begging to get my 013 FET of my own, maybe in black. We'll see how we get on. But with that, I'll say a massive thank you to both Discord and G Plus panels. But if you're watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams, stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. If you are watching this live, though, this is where we bid you farewell. So another massive thank you to all of you. Smash the super chat, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, joined as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, hit me up on PayPal to satisfy my mic list and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.